Which one is this?
Hey Siri, which fucking...
14. Siri, which podcast
13,
is this?
15.
Welcome to episode 15 of the Nitrocast podcast. I'm your host, James. This is Brady, and this is our new guest.
Yep.
What's your name?
It's Robbie.
Robbie. You guys might remember Robbie from the Fortnite review when I reviewed. My brain has been rotting all day because I've been... You know, Fortnite's a popular thing to hate right now, because it's just popular.
Yeah.
Because Call of Duty was the last thing that was everyone hated Call of Duty because it was... Yeah, and it's... I think Fortnite's fun. It's fine. I don't play it religiously, but every now and then if it's I got 3 friends and we want to play something, Fortnite, because it's a 4-player game. I mean, I've never killed one thing in Fortnite. We always walk around for 10 minutes, drive a go-kart a little bit, and then we all die. I want a Fortnite where there's no other players and it's just you and you have fun. Go on the swings on the playground.
That's like Grand Theft Auto.
Dude, they should make Grand Theft Auto Fortnite. But anyway, I just I have this running gag where I'm just pretending to be what people think Fortnite fans are, or every word is Fortnite.
He's been doing it all
and
fucking day.
Yeah, I ain't Fortnite. Oh, I had a coffee, and me after a coffee is just wacky, annoying James. I wonder what's more annoying, me drunk or me after a coffee?
So far, it's coffee.
I mean, the only time you've been around me drunk is you were drunk as well.
Yeah.
Because New Year's. Yeah. What about you, Brady? What do you think? Remember Applebee's when we were in New Jersey? That was a disaster.
Applebee's wasn't even the worst.
We were in New Jersey. I had 2 fireballs, and then they had dollar lemonades, and I didn't realize those are alcoholic. And I had 3 of those. I was fucking wasted in Applebee's.
You should have seen him on his way back.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Applebee's. If I had this Fortnite gag at the time, I would have been the most annoying person.
God.
I would have been just screaming Fortnite. Fortnite! What I like to do is whenever I see kids around, I just say the word Fortnite and see if they just look in my direction because kids love Fortnite.
It's like when we were young, if someone say Mario, we'd be like,
yeah, exactly. The same thing when I was that age, I would hear someone say anything Nintendo, I would look that direct. My ears would perk up. Yeah. That's been our day.
So far.
We were at Value Village getting some costume stuff for the Clock Tower video, which we're going to be filming. What you ask? Why do I need friends to film that? Well, it's because...
He didn't play it yet. We did.
For the Clock Tower video, I want to do a similar thing for the Siren series, where it starts with filmed intros with Brady, and then you were in the Siren intros.
Because I was the what is it? The Shibito. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So actually, if anyone you might actually remember Robbie from those Siren videos. Yeah. You're also in one of the first videos I did. The Majora's Mask randomizer.
Right. Because I come in and punch you or something.
Yeah. That's back when you still used Index Stick as a screen.
Yeah. That was when because I used to go by Index Stick. If you've ever heard him talk about how he knows how to do glitches in Majora's Mask, that's my fault.
Yeah. Because you taught me all of those glitches.
Yeah.
You showed me how to bomb hover.
Yeah. Because I used to be big in the speed running, not big, but into it.
You discovered a pretty big glitch, though.
Yeah. I am actually responsible for a glitch that they still use in the speedruns to this day.
What is that glitch called? It's owl warping.
Yeah, they call it index warp.
So it's named after your old screen name.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Basically. And it was also kind of because there was another trick I found that they called Index Trick.
I remember that. That one wasn't super useful though.
No, it was just a small little thing. You bomb yourself into K-Phase hideout.
I'll put a clip here.
Yeah.
So I remember there's I think a clip where you discovered it. Everyone's being it's not gonna work, and you did it, and you're like, what did I tell you?
I was screaming.
Yeah, that's such a good bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What games have you speedran lately, Brady?
Sleep.
Oh, yeah.
1 hour.
Yeah.
1 hour.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of a speed run. You go to sleep and wake up as soon as possible. I didn't get much sleep last night either because my sleep cycle's been screwed up.
I just got water all over myself. Now I look like a fool.
You look like you wet yourself, but it squirted up.
By the end of this video, it's going to be a dark blue shirt.
But, I've had a bad habit of, since I started doing YouTube full time, I don't have to wake up in the morning for a job. So I have a bad habit of, I can stay up till 5 in the morning and get this video done, and I do that so much that I find it hard to fall asleep now, because my big boy bedtime is 3 o'clock in the morning. That's the latest I'll stay up before I'm I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
And I'll go to sleep at this point, and I won't be able to fall asleep till 5 or 6. Yeah. It's
Yeah, that's what
My
sucks.
big boy bedtime is 8 in the morning.
Oh my God, Brady,
That used to be mine.
Yeah, oh man.
I gotta get my sleep schedule fixed because
When I was in college for like a year and a half, I was waking up at like 6:30 in the morning, easy, every morning.
Oh, yeah,
it wasn't a problem. Just because when you get into the habit of it and you're doing it every day, excuse me, it's easy. But
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm doing right now. I'm waking up like 7, 8 every day.
Yeah, because you got work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you work mostly evening stuff.
yeah, I always do like nights, so it kind of works with me.
Yeah.
But it also it drains me and it
Yeah.
sucks.
I hated working Sundays at Shoppers because it's you go in at 12. No, you go in at 10 in the morning and you open at 12. We open later Sundays and we close early Sundays. So I have to,
so you open and close.
I open and close, and it's so stressful because like all the old people, like the second they see you come and unlock the door, like 8 people come and just stand there like by the glass, and then you like as you're opening it, they like try to push by you. It's like, can you wait 1 second? Like, do you really need milk that badly? And
they're old people. They think the world belongs to them.
They're the original speed
and
runners.
they always come in like 2 hours before we open. They're like knocking on the glass. I'm like, it's Sunday, we don't open till 12. And it's the same people every week who's like, are you open? It's like, no, like we told you every single time. Man, it's I think it's less so that they like know. I think they do know that. They just think that, oh, maybe they will let me in this time. Because they're just
ignorant.
They just got that attitude. They think they can do whatever, and I'm gonna just keep this glass of water here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, old people think the world belongs to them. Like, they can do whatever they want because they've been around longer.
I said this to you guys earlier, but the easiest way to make old people laugh is recognize something around you that's mildly inconvenient and blame it on them. Like, there's a puddle here. Who put this puddle here? Did you put this puddle here? Like, they love that. They always laugh at that. One time I was like, I had a stuffy nose. I'm like, oh, I got goo in my nose. Did you put goo in my nose? And then they're like, ha ha ha. You know, old people love that shit.
They're simple creatures.
Well, I mean,
And yet the most complicated.
you live that long, you're old and crabby, you probably need something to laugh at, you know.
I guess so.
For when I'm older, I'm going to be like, oh, Fortnite! So,
Maybe. Do you think Fortnite's still going to be around?
Maybe, I don't know, some incarnation of
Terranite.
some sort of massively multiplayer meme game will probably be a thing at that point.
Probably going to be a thing forever at this point.
I wonder what meme culture is going to be like in 50 years.
Hell.
Can it get any worse? I think it can only get better from here.
Well, I mean, I think it's definitely been getting, like, funnier. But it's getting weirder at, like, an astronomical, exponential rate.
I think it's because it used to have a structure and now it's structureless.
Yeah.
Because it used to be top text, bottom text, here's a themed picture.
It's like post memes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like pinup pictures. It was like a gag, like Archie comic level humor.
Yeah.
But now it's just like ridiculous, dumb bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it has a theme, like, steamed hams. It's just making YouTube poops out of that same clip.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I like, where it really encourages people to edit and do something cool with it. Like, the most recent one that I really liked was the Homer Simpson and Bart, when he hit him with the chair.
Yeah.
It's just, when you take a short clip and edit it into something different, you never know what to expect when you click the play button.
Yeah, like, you have, like, a base for it, but, like, the joke can be, like, basically anything.
Like, I'm not, like, super huge in this one, but I think the most recent one is, this is, like, an old clip that lots of people always use as a reaction, but people are starting to put stuff over it, when it's, like, that guy dancing, and then he whacks, like, the paper towel, and
yeah.
People are, like, turning that... I saw a Symphony of the Night one that was pretty good.
Hearts,
I made one where
I
it's
love that one.
Wow, like, Animal Crossing on the Switch sure looks great. Because it's... They always make those videos and then they post it and they just have to make some sort of text to accompany it, and the text is never funny, but the video is usually good.
Yeah.
So it's always something like as generic as, wow, blank looks great. So I was like, what if I just do that, but it's the guy saying, oh, it looks great. So that was a video. Hey, welcome to the Nitrocast episode, podcast number 14, Fortnite. Whatever.
Dude, we just went down one.
All right, this is the start of the podcast.
I'm losing brain cells. Let's talk about Nitrocast, what I did this month.
Well, that's a bit vain.
What's that mean?
All right, podcast is over. I'm going to go buy James a dictionary.
What does vain mean? I know it's like...
Like conceited.
Conceited, okay.
Full of yourself.
Narcissistic, arrogant, yeah.
It was a joke.
I didn't know vain had that meaning as well.
Well, now you know.
I've only recognized that word like in the same vein, which is like blood veins.
Yeah, it's like spelled like VA.
Hi, welcome to the Nitro Podcast, episode 13.
It's a Brady podcast.
This is
All right, welcome to the Deck Stick Podcast, episode 12.
But that's just what the first subject of each podcast is. I just want to talk about
Yeah,
the videos
I know.
did.
I'm just messing.
Yeah, okay. I know. But I don't. This is a podcast a fucking mess. Pet Scott. But the first thing I did, because you were the one who got me into Pet Scott.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Yeah, you showed me that, and we watched the whole thing in one sitting because I thought it was amazing. Just the production.
Because what I wanted to show you originally, which I kind of figured you'd like it anyway, because it's like our kind of thing.
We were always into those like ARG creepypasta stuff. Like we were actually hardcore into Ben Drowned when I was new.
Oh yeah,
in high school.
And Marble Hornets.
Yeah, we were so you showed me all these things. You showed me Ben Drowned. You showed me Marble Hornets. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I remember on weekends I would stay up till dawn watching Marble Hornets.
Oh yeah.
And then I would peek out into my back porch into the woods, and I'm like, oh! And I would run to my room.
Yeah, but like I was saying, I originally wanted to show that to you just because of like how authentic the creation of it was, like to the PlayStation like games and hardware and stuff like that.
Even like the wiggly textures and stuff.
Yeah.
The production value is crazy, and I was so blown away by that. And as somebody that's gone to film school and understands production behind media, and I work with a lot of different video signals, somebody that's like using upscalers and converters to convert analog signals and visual signals. And the composite filter is something that really kind of struck me as something I could understand and maybe figure out a way maybe how they achieved that.
Yeah.
And that kind of gave me the idea of making that video. Like, I wonder how they made this, because every video is just like, here's the spooky theories, and I just wanted to do a little bit more than that. But yeah, a lot of people, I don't think people got mad at me, but a lot of people like pointed out that there's some guy named Pyrocynical, I don't even know who that is, but they made a video on Pet Scop, and that's one of the more popular ones that's not game theory.
Yeah.
And I wanted to rename some, like when I showed like, hey, there's some other people done this, and I wanted to rename some of the channels, just funny shit. I don't know who Pyrocynical was either, but I just saw a P and an S, and I thought Poopy Stinker. And a lot of people thought I was like trying to call him out or something. I don't even know who that is.
I don't get how you could like see Poopy Stinker and they're just like, oh, that's a terrible. Oh, you've done it now.
See, I called the game theorists the lame theorists. I actually think game theory is pretty lame. So that's a little silly jab at them. Ow. I almost said Fortnite.
I know.
I
was waiting for it. I was like, wait, say it. I was like, say it.
My brain's turned to mush because of this coffee.
Your brain's turned to Fortnite.
Yeah. We're going to take a break because I have to pee. And I probably should have done that before this podcast.
Listen, every time we do these podcasts, he gets a little more angry. Every episode, and it's starting to get a little...
Do you think we should have an intervention?
I don't know, because after the camera gets off, he's gonna get really mad, and then that's just gonna backfire.
Break anything?
I don't know.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, because I know you would have backed down. I didn't want to do this alone today. I only got 1 hour of sleep. And I think Fortnite is the reason. Like, he's trying to cope with that because of Fortnite. All this stuff he's just been talking about, so I don't know.
Alright, welcome to the Robbie and Brady podcast, where we talk about our bods, our sweet fucking muscles. Today, we're going to be talking about the bicep. The fucking bicep.
Look at this. You can't get this just anywheres. Look at this. 100% store-bought bod.
I wish you could just like put that on like with the shirt over it again, because it is hilarious. Trust me. This isn't going to be in the podcast, but trust me.
When I heard sweet bod, I knew you were talking about this costume.
We're doing a podcast.
I can't wait to use that. I can't wait to use that.
Hi, welcome back to the podcast. James just poo-pooed.
Well, I peed, I didn't poop, but...
Good to know.
What were we talking about?
Potscap.
Bodscop.
But yeah, I originally, I remember going through every episode again and jotting down a bunch of notes because I just wanted to try and piece stuff together myself just for fun. And I posted to Twitter, I'm being productive, I swear. The joke was, I'm not being productive, I'm analyzing Petscop instead of working on whatever video I was supposed to be doing at the time, which I think was Rascal. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, are you gonna do a Pet Scop video?" I was like, "No." And then I made a Pet Scop video. I was like, I just gotta. Mostly because I knew it was because I like doing my Halloween special. I would start that in September. Like so many comments being like, "Oh, you know it's September, right?" Yes, I know it's September. I just like it's the fall season starts in September, so I like to do Halloween stuff starting September all the way up to Halloween. Yeah. That's the thing.
That's what stores do.
Yeah, you can buy Halloween costumes and candy at Walmart in September, so I'm allowed to do my Halloween special in September. Last year was so funny though because I was doing Halloween specials throughout September, and the first video of October was the Hat in Time video, and it was not Halloween special. I mean, people were like, "Wait, so the first video really you did?" So the people thought I did the Halloween special in September. Yeah. But no, this year the first October video is going to be Clock Tower. Pet Scop did really well. Way better than videos usually do. It's got like 123,000 views. That's pretty...
Yeah, I noticed it got up there like pretty quickly.
Because my videos are kind of like a slow burn over the years. Like I have some videos with like 100,000 views, but those have been out for 2 or 3 years. First time I had a video break 100K like a week after I uploaded it. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, that video did really well too.
Oh yeah.
I really liked doing that video because it's a game I never finished when I first had it, and it was a really fun experience going back and being like, why didn't I like this that much? And I'm really glad I saw it through to the end because there's a lot to love about that game, even if it doesn't quite capture all the reasons that I love the original game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because like that was a game that I played when I got my new 3DS. Like I had that and I just tried it out and like I played honestly 10 minutes of it and it just seemed so like antithetical to what I enjoyed about Luigi's Mansion.
It's about like exploring one big place and knocking it on all the walls and like opening all the drawers and seeing what Luigi thinks of everything, and it just kind of became this mission-based thing instead.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion 3 looks more like closer to the original, at least in structure.
Have they showed much of it?
There's like a 40-second trailer with some gameplay clips, but I hope that'll be good because I love the original Luigi's Mansion. And I mean, I like Dark Moon too. There's a lot I like about Dark Moon, so just combine what worked in either game, and hopefully that'll be what they do. Yeah. But we'll have to wait and find out. Yeah. And that was the Dark Moon video. What was the last thing I just did?
Rule of Rose.
Rule of Rose, yeah. That was a game I've been wanting to cover for a long time. I mean, I really want to cover and properly document all of those rare PS2 horror games. Yeah. But it's hard to because they're rare and expensive as hell. But I ended up getting Rule of Rose for a really good price. You know Dylan Bezenson?
Yeah, you told me about how like you asked for it like lower than what he was selling
he wanted $250 for it, and I lowballed him. This is Canadian dollars, by the way. The game's like you're gonna find it like 350 Canadian dollars on eBay lowest. He wanted $250, and I lowballed him even further. But like he knows me, he knows I'm gonna review it. Do something. It's not just gonna sit on a shelf and never get touched. He knew I was gonna do something with it, so he was like, "Oh yeah, sure." So I paid him $200 for it, and that's a lot of money. I don't spend on it, but the only way I could justify it is I know I will make that much back on the video. Yeah, maybe. Definitely. So I'll at least break even if it means I.
It's funny because like I remember years ago. You and me went through a bunch of PS2 horror games, and that Rule of Rose was one of them.
You had a swap magic, and we burnt a bunch of them.
Yeah, we burnt a bunch of...
We played, like, every single one that was on all of those top 10 PS2 obscure rare horror games.
Yeah, I remember Rule of Rose we played up until we got onto the airship thing. Yeah. And, like, we stopped there, and I don't remember why. But we also really only gave the games, like, 10 minutes each or something.
I think we played each one for less than an hour. Yeah. Like, even Fatal Frame, which is, like, a highly acclaimed game amongst the horror community. We only played like an hour of it. Yeah. Because the first time we did that, we burned Silent Hill 4 because it was the only one out of the first four.
Right. That's how we first played it.
And we played through the whole game in like over that 2 nights. I was at your house. Yeah. And we love that, and then we just wanted to find another horror game that we can get into. And,
I remember we started playing that because I saw a clip online of one of those scenes where you look through like the hole in the wall into what's her name?
Eileen Galvin.
Eileen, yeah. You look into her room through the hole, and there's like this bunny on her bed, and it's like facing away. Yeah. And like I saw this clip where like he looks in. And it's not facing, and he comes back later, and it's facing him, and there's like blood on it, and I was just like, "That's creepy as hell."
The room segments of that game have a lot of really clever scares. The one that got us the worst was when you wake up, you turn to the right to go to the living room, and you're always facing this painting.
Yeah.
One of the scares replaces that painting with a different painting, and we didn't even realize until we got closer, and we both yelled. Yeah. But after that, we just burned a bunch of them. I remember the only other one that we kind of got a little bit into was Echo Night Beyond. That's the spaceship one in first person by FromSoft.
Oh, yeah!
And what kept us from finishing it was the walking speed. It was just so
that was
slow.
a really slow game.
But it was interesting. I'd like to play through that one.
Yeah, definitely.
We played probably like 10 minutes of Kuon. We didn't think much of it.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about that one.
But those are all games I'd like to own sometime and review. And
yeah. Because they're games that I want to see more of, but I don't want to play them myself.
Exactly, and normally under any other circumstance, I wouldn't sit through that whole game. But since I'm doing it for Nitrorad, I have an excuse to finally like trudge my way through it and experience it. So that's Rule of Rose is a good way of finally doing that. And next coming years, I'll be able to do that with other games. Next year, I want to do all the Fatal Frame games.
Oh, and then you're going to do Dread Out too?
I'll do Dread Out. Because the September month will be like...
Are you doing both Dread Out?
Whatever it is. Oh, yeah, there's two of them.
Yeah.
It's more like an expansion, but I can pretty much cover both of them in the same video.
Yeah.
Because the expansion's just boss fights, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Like, it's like changed levels. I remember the one that got me was the fucking school where they have all the mannequins.
Yeah!
That scared the shit out of me. Because, like, you were playing it at that point, and I was terrified, and your idea was to just sprint through the school. Yeah. And I got so scared that I was panicking, and I was begging you to stop running.
I remember you screaming, "James, you're going to give me a fucking heart attack." And, like, because my ideology is if I'm running towards what's scary, it's less scary, because I'm like, I'm coming for you! And it never works! It never works! But, yeah. You were always like my one friend that's also big into horror. It's like you were big in the Silent Hill series.
Yeah, and it was funny because like Dread Out was the games where I realized I'm actually not that good with horror.
Yeah,
because I always thought that you and me were like, oh, the big horror guys.
Because like we're not really that phased by the Silent Hill games anymore. Like we can play through those games and be fine. I mean, I was really spooked by the first 3 and 4 when I first played them, but upon replaying them, I'm kind of like hardened now that I've played those so much in high school. But Dread Out, we could not handle.
It was fucking terrifying.
Literally scariest game we've probably ever played.
Yeah, definitely.
Brady, you're not good with horror games.
Fuck no.
No.
I most recent horror game I bought was just at a yard sale, and someone was selling Resident Evil on the N64. Or Resident Evil 2 for the N64 for like $5, so I was like, this is scary, but I'm going to buy it.
I don't think the Resident Evil games are like even the least bit scary.
I'm scared of everything. What was it? I played the remaster on PS4 when it was for PS Plus.
That one's got a really nice
atmosphere. And first cutscene, as soon as the zombie turned around, I went, I pressed the home button, and I looked at my friend, and I went,
man, that's so weird because I always thought that was like super cheesy, but I guess like that does get some people that just aren't like Because my first horror game was Silent Hill. Like I'm starting pretty high up there. I still think the first Silent Hill is like one of the scariest. I still get spooked by that game. Yeah, not as much as when I first played it, but it's just any game where the scares aren't scripted. And it's just, you're just afraid of the game itself. Like, you're just they somehow make the regular enemy encounters scary.
Yeah.
Then, like, because Silent Hill 3 has a lot of scripted scares, and if you know about them, they're not going to be scary upon
it's like, it's scary a first time through, and then, like, a second time through, you might notice a couple things, but, like, you don't, it doesn't have that same atmosphere for you when you're playing it the second time around.
That's the problem with games like Outlast, where all the scares are like a big guy grabs you and it always happens in the same spot. It's all scripted. And I think something like Silent Hill 1 where it's just the enemy encounters, you hear that radio go off, then you see the Grey Child kind of wobble out of the shadows. Like that'll always be scary no matter how many times you see it.
What always gets me in that game is like when you walk into a room and you just hear something like break or like smash, and I'm just like, even though nothing ever comes of it, it's just like...
They just play sounds that don't come from anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're really good with trickery and sound design in those games. Yeah. I think, honestly, the scariest thing is just you manually turn the camera, something's just there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Resident Evil 7, that demo, when you could find the ghosts, like you turn and there's just a ghost there, that was always
scary. Right.
We only found it like twice, though, I think.
Yeah, because we played through that demo like a ton, because we were searching it like it was like PT or something.
Yeah, we were so into that demo.
Even though there wasn't really a whole lot there, like in the end, it was like, you could go through it once, and then if you know something, you can go through it a different way. And
they added, and they had some updates, so they added like a couple of different things.
Yeah, well, there was like another room you could go into or something. But we were like convinced that there was like so much more to it.
The mannequin finger or whatever.
Yeah, right.
We fell into that.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad we got into that, because I was never much a Resident Evil fan.
Yeah.
And I hear like after 5 and 6, those games were like not super great. But after playing that demo, I was convinced RE7 was going to be the next-gen horror game I wanted, and it was.
Yeah.
You haven't played that, have you?
No, I still haven't.
So good.
Because I want to play it on like PC, but my computer is not good enough for it.
You got to play it in VR.
Oh, I will.
That is one of my favorite experiences I've had with video games, is playing through Resident Evil 7 in VR.
Yeah.
VR horror games are not my thing. I'll play through Dead Secret. I just wanted to look at the ground the entire time.
Yeah, that's what I do in PT. Is like I'm too scared to look up. I stare at the ground, and it's funny when you're in VR. You like just physically look down. It's like, is that?
But you have control over the camera, so like if I didn't turn to look at the mirror, I probably wouldn't have seen. What was it? The killer.
The killer walking up the stairs. It's my favorite like thing you've done on camera when you're like, stop. Stop it! It's like Brady's not gonna listen to you. You like yell stop at him.
Well, I didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, I know. It's just such a good reaction.
Shit's scary, man.
Because we played through that first, because like you.
Yeah, that you were with me.
You invited me over to play it or something like that. Yeah. And we were kind of going into it expecting it to not be anything good, just because VR horror games are generally the ones that we played anyway. Because there was that Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity, which was kind of spooky at times.
It had a couple scares that were
all right. Alex refused to play.
Yeah, Alex wouldn't go in the front door. Alex is the biggest pussycat when it comes to video games. I've never seen someone so scared when you got to say pussycat instead of pussy, because when you say pussy, apparently it means vagina now. When I always called someone a pussy, I meant like you're pussycat, you're scaredy cat.
Yeah.
But when you say someone's a pussy, it's like...
Well, that's what I think a lot of people like intended, is like, oh, you're a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I really thought about it that way.
Yeah,
but I just say pussycat or scaredy cat, because that's what it meant when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah. Times change, and so do the meaning of words. Like,
but Fortnite's forever.
Fortnite, that didn't mean anything years ago. Now, sensational gaming.
But yeah,
gaming sensation is what I meant.
VR games are like they can be scary, they can't be scary.
Out of all my friends, you've played more VR games at my house.
I've played Killing Floor and Dead Secret. See, with Dead Secret, as soon as I seen the first like scare, which was like you looked in the mirror and you see them behind you.
Oh yeah.
I immediately went, and it was like a genuine like frustrated. I'm pissed. Fuck you.
I kept lying to you, saying like, "Oh, nothing will happen," because I knew you wouldn't play the game if I didn't. I feel bad about that.
And through Killing Floor, I was just screaming the entire time, just because things like walking up to you and smack. What was it? I cut one of the zombies' arms off. Yeah. Somehow grabbed his arm in the process and killed him with his arm.
Because you were just so scared you're flailing, and you ended up like, you had like an axe, or you had a knife, you cut his arm off, dropped the knife by accident, grabbed his arm, and beat him to death with it. Just like, you didn't even realize what happened. I was like, Brady, you just did like, what did you just do?
And then there's the Persistence game.
Oh yeah, all of us.
You walked in on us and scared the shit out of me.
That was my first introduction to that game. Was walking in and Brady looking at me and screaming.
And I had the headset on, so I couldn't hear Robbie come in. So I just hear Brady scream, and then I screamed. But that's a super scary game. That's I don't know if we talked about this on last podcast. I don't think we would have. But The Persistence is a VR game. I think it's on PC, but we have it on PSVR, where it's like a procedurally generated game, kind of like SCP Containment Breach, if anyone remembers that game, where basically you're just going through a hallway. You have like 5 objectives, and it's a different like series of rooms each time. It's like roguelike-ish, where like every time you go in, you have no weapons, you just gotta find stuff. You keep your like money and stuff that you found from previous playthroughs, so if you find like a vending machine, You can like spend the materials or the in-game currency or whatever that you get just from. I think it's like stem cells, or you get by like.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like words like that they use.
And you just like use that to craft different guns. So like you get a vending machine, you can get one gun with like one bullet.
Yeah.
Or maybe 3 bullets. So it's like very stealth, but it's so hard to like see shit because it's so dark, and if you use a flashlight, things are going to see you and come after you. So there's this companion app where you can download, and you get your friend to be like Otacon, like open and close doors for you, mark the enemies for you, and it's super fun co-op.
Yeah, it's really fun. Co-op. It's really fun being in like either position in that game. Because like when you're in the game, like you have so much, or you have so little information to work with. Yeah, and like it's basically everything you know. Is coming from the person that's on the phone, like looking at them, like because like they can like tap on stuff to see where like enemies, drops, and everything
they
are.
Can scan the room.
Yeah,
and what's awesome is that you can't do that with the VR headset on because your eyes are completely blinded to everything else. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes is another game that does that.
Yeah,
it's like an asymmetrical co-op where one person's got the headset
I love
on.
That game.
Yeah, we've all played that game.
Yeah.
Man, that game's super duper fun. I love that game so much. I want more VR games where like it's asymmetrical, where like one person's got the headset and the other people have something else. Like we played that. Playroom. Yeah.
The Playroom.
We play with Alex, but I also showed you.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the last time I was over, we were doing that.
Yeah.
And there was like that one where you like. One person sees like somebody's face, and the person in the VR headset has to like shoot.
Oh, we didn't play that one.
No, we played the cat and mouse one, and then we played the dragon, like sea monster versus the people, which was I got way into that. And
you were so much better at it than us. Like Alex and I could not win as the dinosaur, but you were like dodging everything like you're Keanu Reeves in the Matrix or something. You were doing awesome at that.
I was just do boss maneuvers. Just be the major boss.
The that Astrobot Rescue, I showed you that, and I think I showed you that. The full game they're making out of that comes out next week, so I'm excited to play that.
I didn't know that was next week.
Yeah, it's like next week. You know what else is next week? Mega Man 11.
Yeah, buddy, Amiibo.
You don't have a Switch, so you wouldn't have played the demo for it. No. But I was really impressed by the demo.
Yeah.
It plays just like a classic Mega Man game.
Except for ladders.
Except for ladders, I feel like there's too many frames getting onto a ladder. Like, but other than that, like it feels just like classic Mega Man. The level design is like on par with like Mega Man 9's level design.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by it. So I have total faith it'll be a great game. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't think like it's something I would play like. I mean, I played Mega Man 9 and everything, and like, I mean, I like them. It's just I don't think that's something I really feel like playing right now.
Okay, yeah,
probably something I'll like try later.
For me, I'm a sucker for like classic 8-bit or 16-bit styled indie games. That's why like I love Celeste so much.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you're big into Celeste too.
Yeah,
that game's awesome.
Played the hell out of that.
I've been playing The Messenger lately, which is an indie game. It's kind of like. You know what Shovel Knight is to like DuckTales / Mega Man, The Messenger is to Ninja Gaiden.
Oh yeah, yeah. You were telling me about that game.
It's like this classic Ninja Gaiden game, and halfway through you go forward in time, and the graphics get upgraded from 8-bit to 16-bit.
Oh, that's cool.
And then there's parts where it's just like level by level by level, but as you keep going, it just seems like this extremely basic 8-bit Ninja Gaiden. Spiritual successor at first, but then you keep unlocking more and more abilities, and it starts to play more and more like Meat Boy, where it's like you have like a grappling hook. It's so funny because they have this fourth wall breaking joke with like, "Hey, here's your ninja rope or whatever." And he's like, "What is the grappling hook?" He's like, "You may as well call it a grappling hook. Everyone who plays this game is gonna fucking call it that anyway." And I literally just did that, yeah. But you get all these different moves. The original gimmick in that game is you get a jump back whenever you land a hit. On either, like, like in Castlevania, you, like, whip the candles. You know, just those background objects you get for items. So you jump, hit your sword on one of those, then you can double jump, and then hit one, you get another jump.
Okay.
And you can get that continuously. You can do some cool stuff where, like, if there's enemies, like, launching fireballs, if you get good enough, you can just, like, slash the fireball, jump, and kind of, like, skip a little bit. And as the game goes on, it really starts revolving around those mechanics to, like, get past every screen. And then it's at a point where it's almost like a Metroidvania. You have a map, and you start playing every level backwards.
Oh, really?
Going through different rooms. And at that point, there's switches you can hit that'll change the graphics from 16-bit back to 8-bit and back and forth. That open different pathways because there's slightly different mechanics between the two versions.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
It's cool because in the 16-bit one, they even have more frames for the running animation, where 8-bit is like just the 2 frames, but in 16-bit it's like probably 8 frames, so like smoother, like a Super Nintendo game. It is such a cool fucking game. I really like it. So check out The Messenger. It's on Switch, but I think it's on everything.
Yeah, probably.
I know it's on PC and PS4. I would imagine Xbox One as well. But yeah, any indie game like that, I find any pixel game's obviously going to run exactly the same on the Switch. Yeah. So just get the Switch version so it's portable.
I want a Shovel Knight 2, but it's going to be 16-bit, and then Shovel Knight 3 is going to be 64-bit.
Yeah, I would love to make a sequel to Shovel Knight called Super Shovel Knight. Just make it a 16-bit game. That would be cool. Have you guys been playing anything new lately?
Not anything new, no.
I've just been playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh, yeah.
I'm enjoying that. Some new characters just recently came out. I think it was Android 17 and cooler.
Oh, yeah, they put Android 17 in the game. I thought he was originally in the game, but he was an assist.
He was like an assist, some of the special moves for 18.
Yeah.
But I've been playing some old games. I played a little bit of River City Ransom. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. Because that's on a Nintendo Online.
Yeah.
I got the Nintendo Online,
that's right.
too.
I didn't know they had River City Ransom.
My friend Michael and I were playing Mario Bros. 3 online just to test it, and it was like kind of laggy at first, but then there's a low latency mode where it's like, oh, if you put this on, the quality might get shitty, and it didn't do anything to the quality, it just made it fine. So, being able to play Mario Bros. 3 online is cool, but selection of NES games is kind of questionable right now, I think. Like they have like the standard, like, oh, you want multiplayer NES, you gotta have Balloon Fight and Mario Bros.
They basically have everything I have on my NES Classic.
Yeah, Ice Climbers.
Yeah.
There's actually a My Life in Gaming video recently that compared the quality of the NES library on Switch to like the NES Classic and Virtual Console, and it's they concluded that it's definitely the best playing and best looking emulation Nintendo's come up with yet.
That's cool.
That's and honestly, like, I know a lot of people are disappointed with the online service, and I understand that. But I can play Mario Bros. 3 on my Switch portably, so that's cool. Whatever. I mean, like, I don't really ever play Switch online ever, except for when I play like Fortnite once.
Unless
maybe
you're me,
2
who
weeks.
plays 180 hours of Mario.
You play
Kart.
it once a fortnight.
You used to play Splatoon 2 a lot, didn't you?
Yeah, but Mario Kart 8 or Zelda
Mario
Breath
Kart
of the
8
Wild is one of my most played games. Or maybe Dragon Quest Builders. They're in like the hundreds. Yeah. But I think Mario Kart 8 has like 180 something.
My most I never play like one game for that many hours. I play a lot. I try to keep up and play every new game that comes out. Yeah. So I play a lot of different games. So the one Switch game I have the most hours on is Mario Odyssey, because that's a long ass game on one playthrough, and I played through it a second time to review it. Yeah. So I have like over 100 hours on that from like 100%ing it and everything. Oh, I love Mario Odyssey.
It's been almost a year since that's come out.
When did it come out? October.
So,
Wow, yeah.
Oh yeah, shit.
Good 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, we were like filming the Mario Within.
The Odyssey Within.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to make fun of the fact that like Mario Odyssey and The Evil Within 2 were coming out like almost the same week.
Yeah, because originally I was like, yo, friggin'. Originally from that idea, I was just like, it was gonna end with me like exploding because I captured a bomb, and then you were just like, friggin' Evil Within. I was like, okay.
What if it turns to The Evil Within? I was like,
okay, that works.
And we filled a bathtub with like yogurt and milk.
Yup, soap, milk, water.
I just
burnt my eyes.
Yeah, I just wanted the water to be opaque, and like that was a stupid fucking idea. God, but the shot ended up looking really good. You coming out and then going back in just like the Evil Within trailer. Have you guys ever played either of the Evil Within games?
I played like maybe 5 minutes of the first one, and I was like...
The first one's closer to Resident Evil 4. It's just kind of a successor to that game. And the second one's a little more open-worldy, a lot more... You gotta be way more careful in the second one. It's really easy to get killed. It's a lot more like exploring and looking for supplies. So I'd say it's closer to like Silent Hill 1 or 2, the city exploring stuff. It's definitely not as scary as like Silent Hill, obviously. But
yeah, it doesn't really look too scary, but
No.
it seems like it would be fun. It's just like one of those things that like I don't care to like buy.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that like I would borrow it maybe if I ever like had nothing to play.
Yeah,
but
I
mean,
really liked it.
Right now I'm like busy fucking platinuming every Dark Souls game because I finally bought them all for my PS4.
Yeah, that's what you've been doing. Replaying all the Dark Souls.
Yeah, I've been replaying Dark Souls 1 and 2, and I platinumed both of them in the past month, and now I just started Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, I beat that like last month. Well, I got to the last boss and gave up, but yeah, Dark Souls 3 was a super fun game. It was all right. I didn't like any of the bosses though. I liked Bloodborne's bosses, but every Dark Souls 3 boss I just didn't. Except for like there were some bosses that were cool, like the one where it's like the older brother and the younger brother. That was a really cool boss.
Like it has a lot of cool ideas for bosses.
Yeah. But I just hate bosses in those types of games because it's like I love exploring the world and whittling my way to every checkpoint and gradually getting to every checkpoint. It's like, oh, another bonfire, finally, you know, and it just feels really good. A boss fight just feels like an annoying roadblock to me where it's like, okay, well, I got to spend 2 hours learning this guy's moves and just getting past this. Okay, now I can play more, you know.
Yeah, because see, like, me, like, I really like fighting bosses in those games.
Yeah.
Like, I really find... Well, I mean, if they're a good boss. There are a lot of ones that aren't. But, like, when it's a fun fight, like, I'm usually... No matter how much I'm struggling, like, if I'm not even making any progress, like, I'm still having a good time just because I like fighting those bosses.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, a matter of taste and preference.
Yeah, I was going to say, though, if you like exploring the world, I think you're really going to like Dark Souls 1 when you get to it.
Because, everyone tells me that has the best world.
It is, like, I'm not going to, like, spoil it as much as you can spoil a world design. But,
well,
like,
I've seen tons of that game already.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, there are going to be a lot of moments in that game where, like, you come across, like, a shortcut to another area, and you're gonna be like, oh, of course this is here. It makes sense because like
Bloodborne was the same way.
Yeah. Bloodborne has it, but like to a lesser degree.
Okay.
And like Dark Souls 2 and 3 like are not anything like that. They're basically like you have this one area and then you go off in different ways, and that's it.
Yeah. Dark Souls 3 was really linear.
Yeah.
There's a couple of branching paths that met up, and it's usually like you can take the main road, or like there's a kind of tucked away secret passage that's like maybe a little harder. You can get more EXP if you go that way.
Yeah,
that's like about it.
There's nothing like that, but like Dark Souls 1 is really fun in that regard. Like I really enjoy.
Brady doesn't like Dark Souls.
Wake me when it's over.
But Dark Souls 1 comes to Switch next month. So I'm
that
definitely
next month?
Yeah,
Shit.
October. They finally got a date on that, so I'm gonna definitely check that out and try and get back into it.
Cool.
Yeah, what else? I got Valkyria Chronicles 4.
How's that?
Pretty much like the same game as the first one, but with like, you know, some new mechanics, some extra classes. There's like a girl who's like a mortar character.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just put down a mortar and like launch. And that stuff's cool. I don't like the cast that much. Every character is just like, I don't know, just typical anime tropes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
find,
like anime
and-
bullshit.
Yeah, and like I really like the cast of the first Valkyria Chronicles. Like I liked Lieutenant Gunther and Alicia, whatever. But like the cast of 4 so far, I mean I'm only like an hour in, but so far I'm not really sold on the cast. I was playing so recklessly. I had 2 characters permanently die in the first mission. Well, the first mission that's not a tutorial mission.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, oh well. I didn't restart or anything. I'm just gonna keep playing. I like playing through my mistakes. I like, you know, what was it? The Deus Ex developers wanted you to do that. They didn't, or was it Morrowind?
It was I think it was the manual for Daggerfall.
Yeah. They
Yeah, because
encourage
I
you
saw
to-
it was a video by Mark Brown, Game Maker's Toolkit.
I watched that too.
Yeah, like I really liked that video. I thought it was like
Yeah.
a good like bit of like how they intend for you to play and like how like the making mistakes like it kind of leads to more things than just
Yeah.
like you know going back and like starting your game so that you have this one perfect run.
Yeah. It's just a lot more interesting and
Yeah.
and you don't realize that because you just want to like play properly, but it's actually like more fun honestly to kind of play through your mistakes. Like, oh, I fucked up the side quest, but like this came out of it instead. You know, it's about the experience, and if you just play it quote unquote properly, you're just gonna have the same experience everyone else had.
Yeah.
You know? And it's Yeah, you get a little more unique playthrough when you own up to your mistakes and just try to deal with it.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I still am, like, bad at that with, like, stealth games like Deus Ex. Like...
Oh, yeah. See, stealth game's a little different because it's like, oh, great, I just have to wait till this alert. So I find Deus Ex is way better with getting caught than Metal Gear. Getting caught in Metal Gear is so annoying. It's like, that game's awesome until you get caught, and it's like, well, this sucks.
I don't really mind getting caught in 5. Like, I feel like you have a lot of options when you're, like, in a combat situation, but, like...
I think 5 was the first one to really...
Friggin' AI in Metal Gear Solid 2, though.
Oh, yeah, like... I thought Metal Gear Solid 2, like, a big selling point of that game was, like, we made... This game has really good AI, and it was like, well... The game doesn't really compensate that with enough stealth options. So it's like you get caught, you can only really hide in a locker, and they just always find you most of the time.
Enemy sighted.
Enemy sighted.
Good.
God, nothing here is one I heard a lot. I mean, I guess there is like a lot of advanced stuff where like you shoot like the radios, and that stuff's cool. But that feels more like flavor details rather than stuff you can really work with.
Yeah, like they really expanded on that with Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, definitely. 3 had a lot of cool stuff, but still getting caught in 3 sucks.
Yeah.
Getting caught in 4 was a little better, I found, with like the camo system. You didn't have to rely... I mean, 3 had the camo system too, but I think 4 did it slightly better, where it's like you get caught, you can... Oh yeah, you got my Retro Fighters commercial. Commercial controller. Yeah, let's talk about that. I ordered this in January. I did the pre-order, and they finally started shipping them in July.
Good.
And I got mine now in September because for Canadian customers, they did all the American ones first, and they had to ship them to like the Amazon Canadian whatever that would ship them out. So it's like a process. But yeah. Retro Fighters N64 controller. I wanted to, because my original plan when I was reviewing all those PS1 games, I wanted to start with a PS1 game and do an N64 and go back and forth. But my N64 controllers all suck. Like, to go forward...
Is there one there, like, with a bad stick, or...?
Yeah, all of them
show that off.
Yeah, like the stick's kind of wiggly, but it's
None of mine are like that.
See, the thing is, like, if I'm doing that and I'm playing Majora's Mask, Link will just walk really slowly. You have to push really hard. And it's just sucks. So I just wanted something with a good stick, and I got this, and this is actually like a really good controller. I find like the dead zones where they should be.
I still wonder why they ever thought this was like a good idea. Like,
it's just the stick. I mean, let's put this down.
I probably didn't really stress test it enough.
Yeah, but like a lot of people complain about this controller. Like, what is it? Alien made this? But you got to keep in mind that the N64 was a transition between 2D and 3D, so they just thought of a controller that could play both 2D games and 3D games. So it's like, okay, if you're playing a 2D game, you do this. Playing a 3D game, you do this. And I don't know why everyone thinks it's an Alien controller. It was clearly meant for that, you know. Well, D-pad and a shoulder button, or a stick and a shoulder button.
Yeah, I mean, can I see that for a sec? When I was playing it as a kid, I didn't know how to hold it, so I would hold it like this and do this with my thumbs to move.
Okay, that's weird.
I had no idea how to use this thing.
Oh my god.
And like to press the Z button, I'd like use my middle finger and like get under there.
What is wrong with you?
It was ridiculous.
You ever see the stock photos where they're holding it like this?
I saw a video actually of like 2 older guys like playing a racing game. One of them was holding it like that with his left hand on the D-pad, and it's just like, how do you?
I
don't know.
Double steering.
I don't know. Like, I don't get how you can play it like that.
Yeah, but like this is...
That controller feels real good. I don't like that the shoulder buttons are analog instead of digital for some reason, because you don't need that. There's no N64 game where you need like a certain degree of amount of press.
No, because they couldn't even register that.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels fine because you do it, like even the slightest bit, it's just on or off, but I would rather it just be like a button instead of a bumper.
I was really impressed with how that stick felt.
Yeah, that stick is awesome. That's the selling point of that controller.
Yeah, because like, because I play F-Zero like to do like time attack stuff, and like I had been looking for a good controller for a while, but every single like not knockoff, but like like
reproduction,
reproduction, or like GameCube replacement stick, like they are terrible for racing games because like you move it slightly and like it doesn't register anything. It has a huge dead zone.
Yeah.
And then if you move it like any further, it's like fully like you'll go left as hard as you can.
I remember you were playing DK64 with one of those controllers one time, and it was like using a D-pad. It was like on or off 8 directions.
Yeah, like a lot of those sticks are really not that good. So like I've been looking for like an N64 stick with a good an N64 stick with a good
time,
controller.
Yeah, next time you ever bring F-Zero and see how it responds to that.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that.
Because, I mean, Zelda plays great with it, but a racing game is a whole different thing.
Yeah, because like there's a lot of like small like adjustments you got to be making, and like
when you're like a speedrunner guy like you, and
I mean, I don't do a whole lot of speedrunning stuff anymore. It's just like I want to get back into F-Zero because I like those games a lot.
But I mean, it's all about like the fine movements and doing something like as perfect as possible. Like getting that perfect run, you need that kind of precision.
Yeah.
Yeah, but reproduction controllers, most of them can be gross. A friend of mine has a GameCube one.
Yeah.
Orange GameCube controller. It's like this McDonald toy plastic.
I have one of those too.
Yeah?
I got it off eBay for like $5 from China. The stick on it feels horrible.
Yeah.
It's so stiff
it's
and
gross.
It feels brittle, like Buff Billy could rip it in half. Like, man.
There's an old Granicore reference for you.
Granicore reference. Speaking of Granicore, we did some Granicore videos.
Yeah, we talked about those, didn't we?
Oh right, because we filmed
we haven't done
podcast.
anything as of recent, but we did. We discussed Zap Rangers and painting with Ron Polanski.
Yeah, we already talked about those. We haven't done anything since that.
We were
do something
planning
today.
some stuff.
We didn't do any Granicore.
I said we could do something.
Oh, we
today.
could. Yeah, we made.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Something
of some
just might
ideas.
show up.
Oh yeah. Well, we got it. We have to do something with that.
Yeah.
We had a video idea. Where like it's you and me playing video games. We may as well do this right after.
Yeah.
And like we hear like boom, boom, boom. And it was like what? And Brady comes in like that. And we need to think more. Obviously. But that's like the basis of an idea right there.
Now, if you're an old school Granicore fan, you may remember me from such classics as All the Bad videos.
Oh yeah, you used to be in a lot of Granicore videos.
Yeah, because like basically like half the time like when you'd make a Granicore video, it would be like you'd come over to my house and like Alex or Nathan would be there and we'd be like, all right, let's fucking film something.
Yeah, this was back before Granicore was like sketches. It was me just filming random dumb shit.
What was the most recent one you were in? Was that the?
You were in some recent ones.
It was either GoldenEye or Purunga Panic 2.
I don't remember which one was more recent.
Yeah, but you were in both of those.
Yeah, that was when I actually had hair.
Yeah, and you were the you had the
Team
Rocket shirt.
Yeah. And then the fucking one where I'm sitting there with the Wii U.
Yeah,
the
like
Wii U and ukulele.
Bye.
Because like, originally it was just supposed to be you doing that for like maybe 10 seconds, and you hear the ding dong. I don't know. I called it the ding dong at the doorbell.
The ding dong.
But I just thought it'd be funny if I just filmed doing that for like 2 whole minutes, and that became the whole video. Oh, who is it?
Bye.
And then the GoldenEye, which I imagine, have you talked about? You must have talked about that like when
maybe
and the podcast after we filmed it. But like that was my idea. I had like I have like a lot of dumb ideas that are just like way too weird. Like the comedy comes from it just being fucking weird.
Yeah.
My idea was like, I'm like, it's time, and then like Brady or somebody has to go downstairs and there's somebody tied up. My idea was just like he kills him. That was it. That's not funny.
Yeah.
Reaches
But I thought it was like he
behind
walks
him.
past him and goes to the thing and gets something.
Yeah.
I wanted burgers.
There was one video idea that you came up with and we didn't do it yet that we want to do, where it's the vlogger with Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alex needs to be the vlogger in that though, for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a
That
part
would be
that
good.
Alex.
Yeah, we were
would
short
be
on
over.
time last time,
Yeah.
so
we only ended up doing 2 of them. We were gonna film it that day that we filmed the Ron Polanski paint video.
Yeah.
But we never got around to it. So
Zap
next
juice got to
time.
my head.
Yeah. And then next time we get Alex over, we should film that and Walmart Indie Nosebone.
Yeah.
Because my friend Jackson mailed me his old Walmart uniform.
Is it on the bed here?
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, because I left my Rayman hoodie in New Jersey, and my friend Jackson mailed it back to me. I paid him for the postage, but he also put his old Walmart uniform in the package for some reason. He's like, yeah, I thought you could use it for a video or something. And like, we have a video idea about a Walmart employee who's dealing with like this guy who just keeps saying Walmart Indie. Yeah, you look just like a Walmart employee. Just
May I
like
help you?
Yeah. You look like Cookie from Ned's Declassified. Oh my god. Do you remember Smart Guy?
Oh my god, yes.
Do you remember Mo from Smart Guy?
Oh my god, no.
Mo was like, because there's Smart Guy, TJ,
Yeah.
the little kid, and then his older brother. His older brother had a stupid friend named Mo.
Okay.
And the running gag was like, Mo was always at their house. They're like, go home, Mo. You don't even live here. It's like, oh yeah. But apparently that actor that played Mo, you can pay him just like what's his name, Big Man Tyrone. You can just pay him and he'll say whatever. He does like birthday messages or whatever.
He did.
What?
Yeah, Big Man Tyrone.
Daniel's little brother Taylor got him to do one for his friend Ryan, but he told him Ryan had a mental disability. So he was like, oh, hey, it was like, Taylor, why would you do, like, it's funny, but it's like, Taylor, you can't do that. And he was like, doing this birthday video for Ryan, thinking he was like, yeah, oh.
That sounds gross.
Taylor, why did you do that? I mean, it was really funny, but it's like, no.
Yeah, Big Man Tyrone,
Big Man Tyrone did a video for me. I thought someone paid him to do it. It's like, hey, congrats on the 100K subscribers. It was surreal because like I love Big Man Tyrone.
Yeah.
He's great. I've known him for years, and it was on his main channel, which apparently he doesn't upload commissions to, which means he did that out of his own free will.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
That was pretty whack. So yeah. Apparently Big Man Tyrone...
Congrats on 100K subs!
Yeah. Big Man Tyrone has the most contagious smile and laugh ever.
It's amazing.
God, like, I think All Sham No Wow actually has the most contagious laugh ever, but combined with the smile, Big Man Tyrone takes the cake. I love him so much.
Yeah.
You're gonna mess up your eyes if you keep wearing those glasses. You shouldn't wear someone... If you don't need glasses, you know...
Better.
I'll have to give you my other pair.
What are the other pair?
The exact same.
But I mean, do they not have prescription lenses?
No, I'm just he's gonna fuck up his eyes.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like for the prop to use instead of that one. I thought was what you're talking about. No.
Get those dogs off my yard.
Not out, just off of it.
But yeah, I guess we talked about everything. But I mean, we still have like 10 minutes to fill. So what should we talk about now? What have we done? Fortnite.
Let's just do Fortnite dances. I don't actually know any.
I don't know.
I have not played Fortnite.
Brady, you have an uncanny ability of being able to replicate something after you've just like seen it. I don't know how you do that. You can just watch someone dance and then you can just do it. It's like what was that character in something where like you would just scan somebody and then you could just do their move or whatever. I don't know. I don't think it was like
Kirby.
Mega Man, but I don't know.
I have no idea.
Maybe it was like Teen Titans or something. Some show where there's this villain that could like just scan them and just go, you can use my move after just seeing it once? What?
Now I've got your power!
God. I love that old Mega Man cartoon. Like, that old Mega Man cartoon is cheesy and, like, not so rated as it is. Like, it was, like, the only cartoon back then based on a show that was, like, pretty accurate to the source material. Like, all the characters looked like they should. They sounded like they should.
Yeah.
And it was just a fine 80s cartoon. Ian James Corlett voiced Mega Man in that show.
I have no idea who that is.
What's with Andy? Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same voice actor.
Oh.
That guy
Didn't he also do Wily in Proto Man?
Did he voice those characters
as
well? Oh, I don't know.
I believe so.
But that's the same guy that like made Being Ian in Yvonne of the Yukon. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Is What's with Andy like a Canadian cartoon?
It's a Canadian cartoon. American people aren't going to know what we're talking about.
Just trust us.
Yeah. What's with Andy was like a TV, a cartoon that was on Teletoon about a young prankster named Andy and his friend Danny, who was voiced by Daniel Brashew, who voices Buster Baxter. Yeah. So a lot of people probably recognize that voice actor, but yeah, that was just like a good, funny show that we used to love.
And I mean, that was based on like books, wasn't it?
The So Wacky or whatever. That's So Wacky or something.
I don't remember what they were called. I remember I read one of them, and one of the jokes was that he was pulling off a Band-Aid, and he pulled off like the tiniest little bit, and it turned into 4 pages of garbage.
4 pages of bleeped out swearing. It was. Yeah, I remember that.
And I was just like flipping through that, and then he was just like, "Okay, I got it like 1/4 of the way," and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?"
I remember you thought that was so funny. We were in 6th grade, I think, and then you like brought it up to me. You're like, "James, you need to see this." I remember
nobody does that with a book.
Remember the day my butt went psycho?
Oh my God, that's what it was called. I couldn't think of the name of it.
Yeah,
because all I remember, I don't remember a fucking thing about that.
There's like the big 3 heroes: the kicker, the kisser, and the spanker or something. They're like butt fighting heroes.
Like I remember, I think the plot of that is that his butt like jumps off of his body and walks away or some shit like that. and he gets like a fake butt.
Yeah.
And it's a self-wiping fake butt. And the only thing that I remember from this book is that like they have this saying in like the butt fighters, which I think they were called. It was like, red sky at night, butt fighters delight. Red sky in the morning, butt fighters warning. Because like
I don't remember this.
I don't remember the context of it. I think it was like if there's methane in the air in the morning, it means that there's been a lot of butt activity or some shit like
farting
that.
or whatever.
Yeah,
I remember like
that is the only thing. I don't know why I remember that.
You remember Rayman 2 when you can train that missile and ride it?
I don't know. I haven't played it.
In Rayman 2, do you know Rayman 2?
I only played a little bit of Rayman 2.
There's those missiles with legs, and if you like let it chase you a bit, it'll stop, and then you can ride it. And then there's the segments of Rayman 2 where you're riding the missile. Yeah. They do that in The Day My Butt Went Psycho, where he finds like a wild butt, and he like gets on it. And I remember he had to like squeeze one cheek to go right and squeeze the other cheek to go left. And one time he accidentally squeezed like a zit that was on the butt, and the butt like screamed and knocked it was the weirdest fucking book, and it was popular and everyone was reading it.
I used to read Super Diaper Baby, but like
that was Captain Underpants.
Yeah, it was the Captain Underpants spinoff of Deputy Duty.
There's a lot of butt kids media.
Yeah.
I guess
Poo Poo Pee Pee was funny.
People like, hey, what are kids like? Huh, butts and toilet humor. Nowadays, like, what are kids like? Fortnite. Yeah. Man, put some butts in Fortnite and people sell it.
There you go.
I say that like it's not already selling crazy good. Well, you don't buy
Fortnite.
finally
buy Fortnite.
You don't buy Fortnite, but you buy the transactions. I'm not saying this to you. I'm saying this to the.
I'm just in case you don't know what Fortnite is.
I'm saying just.
Let me read the Wikipedia article.
So Fortnite was recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Oh wait, I never sent my tweet to John Cena asking if he played Fortnite.
Oh shit!
Hey John Cena, do you play Fortnite? Did I ever tell you about that documentary with the kid who just comes in front of the camera? He's like, John Cena. Ever tell you about that? We were watching this documentary about it was like India or something. It was like the aftermath of a flood, and there was this one part. It was a really bad documentary. It had no focus. There was like some B plot of the documentary where like this girl who wants to become like a dancer, and that's like what it ends on. Even though it was supposed to be about like people struggling to rebuild their homes after some flood. It was called Blood in Water or something. We watched it in college because it was made by someone from Nova Scotia.
Oh, okay.
And we were watching locally made documentaries to get a feel for like, hey, this is, if you want to make documentaries, this is what people who are also from where you are did. Like, kind of just show like, just you don't have to do something local. You can go to another country and do something. But it was just like he wanted to show us a good documentary and a bad documentary, and this was just like not so great. But there was a part during the beginning where he's just walking around the streets of whatever country it was, and you're just showing what life is like after the tsunami. People don't even have bathrooms anymore, so they have to just like go in the street, and it's just like, yeah, this is kind of, oh man, rough times. And this kid comes out of the house, he sees the camera, goes, John Cena! Hey, John Cena! And then it like cuts them interviewing his family, and all the B-roll when there's talking about it's like the kid is a bunch of like WWE posters somehow. It's like, so the only thing that survived this fucking flood was like John Cena posters. Like, he's just that strong. Even his merchandise, it's invincible to like tsunamis or whatever.
Tsunami just passed by, you can't see me.
But I can't find that documentary anywhere online because it's just like a locally made thing.
Yeah.
Our teacher had it on DVD just from film festivals or something, I really want that just to put that clip of like look at all this fucked up shit. John Cena! Like, that clip needs to be on YouTube for people to see. God, it was
that could be a new meme. That could be a meme.
John Cena.
Any meme doctors out there, this one's for you.
No, it was a meme doctor.
The doctors of memes.
Oh, I thought it was
Dr. Fortnite.
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Mia Phil.
May I ask what you're doing? That's Chris.
I want you to get excited about your life.
I want you to play.
I'm here to rock this bitch.
I love that. What the? I'm here to rock this bitch.
What was that from?
It was a sketch on the Late Late Show.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched like half of it, and I was just like, whatever.
Is that the Seth, the one hosted by Seth, whatever his last name is?
No, it's what the fuck is his name? James Corden, I think, or something like that.
I don't know that one. I know Conan hosts one, Colbert hosts one. There's like Jimmy Fallon and Kimmel. You see that Jimmy Fallon? It was like number 4 on trending, where it's like Kevin Hart, like Steve Irwin's son, who's like a 14-year-old, has a bunch of animals. and he brings them into Jimmy Fallon's studio, and like Kevin Hart will not go near any of them, and like like they bring like this emu on stage, and Kevin Hart gets up and like leaves the room, and then they like bring out snakes, and Kevin Hart's like off the stage. He's like, no. And then when they bring out a falcon to be like, hey, I bring the glove here, and if you go up there, wear the glove, and then you say the word, and it'll fly, and it flew to like Jimmy Fallon. And when they were like, okay, so for this one we have to walk off the stage, Kevin Hart walks back on the stage. He's like, I want to go on the... But it was a really good bit.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Kevin Hart's a wacky dude.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Hart's super short.
Yeah.
I know Dwayne The Rock Johnson always makes fun of him for being short, but I just thought that was because Dwayne The Rock Johnson's like tall. Kevin Hart is like even shorter than I am, and I'm not very tall at all. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm on the lower end of average, and he's like I'm like a head taller, like a whole head taller than Kevin Hart.
I had no idea.
He's tiny. He's puny. He's like this big. You can step on him.
Oh, yay high.
Yay high. Fortnite.
Have you seen that kid? He's about Fort high.
God, we're fucking Neanderthals. What should we talk about?
How we should fucking end this podcast because it's been infected by Fortnite.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, I feel like I'm gonna suffer from like what all those people that are like, I like this ironically, and then that actually becomes their actual personality at a point, I gotta.
That's what I was worried about with Mickey, but Mickey kind of stopped. So
yeah, well, we kind of have an inside joke run its course before we move on to the next thing. I mean, like I've been being the Fortnite annoying guy for one day after a cup of coffee, and that'll probably be enough for me. Tomorrow is gonna be
PUBG.
Not you. Get out of
Yeah.
Who wants a high five for me? I want one too. Dude, what about a ball bomb? That's the joke.
I don't like bombs.
Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah, boom bop.
If Mario holds this, he's not actually holding it. He's holding a ticket, and if you throw it and then catch it, you fly backwards, and then you go into a wall, and 0.5 A presses.
Oh,
Jokes.
I didn't know what you're saying until you said A presses. I'm like, oh, this is a glitchy speedrun thing.
It's a meme.
Yeah,
Meme.
That's a really good video actually. Pan. I said Pan and Queck in a video that I mentioned him, and I got a bunch of comments being like, "That's wrong." It's like I don't fuck. It's like a Swedish word. Like I would know how to say that. People get so mad at me for saying like Japanese words not correctly. It's like, well, no fucking shit. I'm not Japanese. Why would I say that right? Like,
or I'm not fluent in understanding.
Yeah, it's like it's just the people. Like if you say manga, they're like, it's not manga. It's Mongoli grill. That's a joke. There's a joke. That's a joke.
That's a joke.
There's this one joke this time. There's this one joke where like there's a I don't even know how that thing goes.
Well, it's
from
like,
Annie Hall.
You like went to the Coinstar.
To the Coinstar, and it doesn't work. Zendaya is Michi. And
Welcome to the meme
LeBron James
podcast.
is Gwangi.
John Cena!
Danny DeVito is
Alright, do we know any other memes? Come on, we gotta meet the meme quota.
What's the meme quota?
It's like 20.
There's the one for my video where I'm like, yeah, this Rule Rose is really sad. I had to...
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
That
one.
was, a lot of people seem to
Going
like
viral.
that joke.
That one.
I got a lot of really nice comments saying they really liked that Rule Rose video.
That's good.
That's
I mean,
nice.
it was a good video.
I was worried it was going to come off as really hammy because being like, oh yeah, this happened. This scenario I can relate to, and I talk about my experience with the, and I expect this. I got that one when I talked about the film tax credit getting canceled, and then unfortunately I couldn't get a job here. I got one asshole. I knew I would get this asshole because it's always that one asshole. It's like, it's not the government's job to give you a job. It's like, that's not my point. My point is I spent a lot of time and money into something, and because of a bunch of misfortunate circumstances, I wasn't able to make anything out of it, and I just got screwed,
You're not
My
saying
point,
that the government owes you anything.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just that you just came across some friggin'...
If you stumble upon a really unfortunate situation, you're allowed to express disappointment.
Yeah.
That's being a human. You don't need to be a jackass, but there's always people who are like, yeah, that's life, bud. Like,
fucking libertarian.
I know. Okay. Don't be mean to me. I'm cool.
Chicken!
This is the worst podcast we've ever done.
Alright, you want to start over?
Let's start over. Welcome to episode 15 of the Nitrad podcast.
Yeah,
I'm your host, James. This is Robbie.
I'm Robbie. I know you've never seen me before until this moment.
Remember Robbie from the Siren videos?
Yeah, you might remember me from the Fatal Frame ones if you are watching this after
If
that.
you're watching this next year,
Yeah.
Or will you be in the Fatal Frame ones?
Huh?
Will you?
I meant Clock Tower.
Oh, so I was gonna say like next year, like I don't even know what we're gonna do for that.
Yeah.
Yet, so yeah, Clock Tower videos. Brady, welcome to my.
Oh, Brady came over.
Brady, what are you doing? Oh fuck me!
Oh my God! No!
Jesus.
No! And scene.